Will the guests please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the national anthem and invocation. NPTU Charleston, attend, hut. Moored training ship 626 arriving. Nuclear Power Training Unit Charleston arriving. The national anthem will be sung this morning by MMN3 Micah Buck.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Petty Officer Buck. The invocation this morning will be given by Nuclear Power Training Unit Chaplain Lieutenant Sean Redmond. Please join me in prayer. Almighty God, we ask for your Spirit to be upon us as we gather here to celebrate this class's monumental completion, one of the most rigorous intellectual programs in the U.S. military. May every student realize the great privilege they've experienced and earned, and may none of them take for granted the value that their hard work will add to the success and safety of our nation and our Navy. As each person finally sheds the status of student, officially enters the fleet as a legitimate nuke, whether they stay 4 years or 40 years, God, help them look back on their experiences with positivity and see NPTU as a crucible that not only challenged them, but also refined them into more resilient, wise, and skilled human beings. Wherever these graduates go, God, may the profound wisdom, tireless mentorship of their staff be a pillar of strength and a reminder of how much each of them is capable of adapting to, overcoming, and accomplishing in life. Lastly, God, we give the utmost thanks for the unconditional love and support that our friends and families and mentors have continually provided for us. Let us not forget to thank them and include them as part of today's celebration. In all faith and trust we pray. Amen.
Guests, please be seated. NPTU Charleston, at ease. Military may uncover for the remainder of the ceremony. Captain Kep, Technical Director Mr. Eshelman, Moored Training Ship 626, Commanding Officer Commander Kennedy, and NPTU Command Master Chief Montello, distinguished guests, family, and friends. Welcome to the Nuclear Power Training Unit Charleston graduation ceremony for the class of 2203. We are pleased that you could join us today as we recognize the sailors who dedicated so much of their time and effort in this final phase of their training. Today we will recognize those students who stand out from their peers. However, it is important to remember that each student dedicated thousands of hours in pursuit of this moment. Today is about the accomplishment of our sailors as they complete the Naval Nuclear Propulsion Training Pipeline. Please join me in a round of applause for our families, friends, and shipmates who played a large part in our sailors' success. You have our heartfelt thanks. It is now my pleasure to introduce Nuclear Power Training Unit Technical Director, Mr. Curtis Eshelman.
Thank you, XO. Appreciate that. And what a wonderful venue for us to be at this morning. First, I want to welcome our family members and friends to the USS Yorktown and thank you for supporting the graduating sailors as they took the most challenging training program in the United States Navy. Next, I would like to ask all veterans to stand as you're able. I would like to thank you for your service. Additionally, I would like to thank you for encouraging many of our sailors graduating today to pursue a career in the United States Navy. What a great day to be assigned to the Nuclear Power Training Unit. We are a training command. As a part of their training and learning, our sailors must demonstrate a thorough understanding of the design and operation of a real nuclear power plant, personal mastery of the individual systems, and then integrated systems as confirmed by multiple examinations and oral boards. As a part of their training, our sailors must also demonstrate the ability to learn and work as a team. Individual members of the watch team must understand their actions and the actions of the rest of the team as they operate the reactor plant. Ultimately, personal mastery, systems thinking, and team learning can only be achieved after hours of study and multiple theory to practice operations by those who are dedicated to succeed. Qualification culminates in satisfactory completion of an extensive written examination, passing a final graded watch, and completion of a comprehensive final oral board. Congratulations to you who have satisfactorily completed these events. Based on my staff's participation in all of the final oral boards, as a certifying official, I pronounce you Naval Nuclear Propulsion Plant Operators, Class 2203. I congratulate you all for accomplishment and thank you for the service to the United States Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Commander Kennedy, Commanding Officer of the MTS 626.
All right, thank you, Curtis, for that introduction. I also want to say thank you to all the veterans in the room. That means a lot to me. The military service is a family affair where I come from. Both grandfathers fought in World War II. One of them was Army infantry vet, Battle of the Bulge. Another one was a Navy vet in the Pacific. So they passed that fighting legacy down onto me, and I'm very proud to be a small part of passing that legacy down onto your loved ones to carry forward. So my brother, he also joined the military. He was the Army, and so one grandson in the Army, one in the Navy, just like our grandfathers. So as you can imagine, when we get together for the holidays, we like to give each other a hard time. So I do like to remind my brother what the founding fathers thought of the U.S. Navy and put in the Constitution. It says, "You may raise and support armies, but you shall provide and maintain a Navy." Hoo-yah? All right. All right. So, one of our founding fathers, George Washington, when he was a general in the Revolutionary War, he wrote a letter to a friend that I think recognizes the importance of our Navy. He said, without a decisive naval force, we can do nothing defensive, but with it, we can do all things honorable and glorious. I don't think General Washington would have been able to predict where we would be today. When Admiral Rickover decided to harness the power of the atom and put that on a naval vessel, he gave us the greatest warfighting advantage in the history of sea power. And that's what your loved ones are becoming a part of. Napoleon Bonaparte said, the amateurs discuss tactics, the professional discuss logistics. Right, so what nuclear power gave us was the greatest logistical advantage we've ever seen. We can go out to sea indefinitely, limited by only how much food we can carry because of your loved ones and because of those reactors. And it wasn't just logistical advantages, right? They also gave us many tactical advantages. Our carriers, they aren't just the biggest boats on the water, they're also the fastest. Right? Our submarines, we cut the umbilical cord to the Earth's atmosphere so we can stay submerged indefinitely, which is a huge advantage for our guided missile and our ballistic missile submarines, lurking beneath the deep, always ready to strike, keeping our adversaries at bay. For our fast attack submarines, nuclear power gave us a big speed advantage over our quieter hunter-killer diesel-electric submarines that many of our foes possess. And that's what your loved ones are becoming a part of. So that's a lot of big military speak. I will use a personal story to kind of drive it home. And thank you for your investment in your loved ones, again, through this pipeline. Last spring break, I took my kids up to New York City for the first time, the Big Apple. It's a great trip. We stayed in Times Square. And so that was right after Russia started invading the Ukraine. There was a little girl in Times Square with some other refugees, and she was holding up a sign that said, I hope I get to see my dad again. And so I thought about that, and it hit home for me, right? Because knowing what we know about Russia's military and possessing weapons of mass destruction, right, they have had the capability to wipe out the Ukraine and not give that girl a chance to see her dad again. But the reason they haven't done that is because of our ballistic missile submarine force ready to strike, holding our adversaries at bay. And that is what your loved ones are becoming a part of. So if we want to know why that girl has a chance to see her dad again, it's because of those sailors in the back of this room. And it's not just the ballistic missile submarine force. Our carrier strike groups deployed in the Pacific, protected by our fast attack submarines, hold many of our other adversaries at bay, enduring freedom, peace, and democracy around the world. So thank you for what you've done with that contribution. And I'm very proud of these graduates. And for the folks in the back of the room, the graduates, I do want to remind you that when you get to the fleet, you do have bragging rights, right? You just qualified on S5W, right? If you can qualify on S5W, you can qualify anywhere. Who, yeah? All right. So I expect you to run laps around your peer group and your initial qualifications, and you're a part of a big legacy as well, right? Daniel Webster's been operating on nuclear power since 1963, and by my Louisiana math, that's about 6 decades. And in case anybody's wondering, that is the longest operating nuclear power plant in the world. So be very proud of what your loved ones has done, and I'm very proud of them. Thank you.
It's now my pleasure to introduce the Commanding Officer of Nuclear Power Training Unit, Charleston, Captain Reed Kep.
Well, good morning, y'all. Well, we'll do that one more time. It is cold. I'm trying to get my muscles moving too. Good morning, y'all. Yeah, all right. I've talked to a few of you, so I know there's a few of you from the Carolinas and Georgia, so there is some resident y'alls in the room, so I think I can adjust my language accordingly for that. Hey, I just want to thank you for being here. I'm going to give a few shout outs. I want to acknowledge the families, do a little bit of education about what we do at NPTU Charleston. I want to give a shout out and a charge to our sailors that are getting ready to head to their different assignments. And then we're going to get after what you came here to see, okay? So first, thank you to Patriot's Point. So we do this venue every 8 weeks. We graduate a class of roughly 400 students that we send to various assignments, which I'll discuss in a minute. But boy, what an awesome venue for this, right? I mean, we're sitting in the hangar bay of a boat that saw combat, right? So what better place to send our folks off with a piece of legacy, a piece of history, going off with tremendous value statements of what you signed up to do. And so thank you, Patriots Point staff, for doing this for us every 8 weeks. Also want to give a shout out to my staff. So I've got about 1,400 active duty Navy staff, about 300 Naval Nuclear Laboratory staff, and a contingent of shipyard staff that are also at the NPTU site right up the river here that work 24/7, 365. We're in rotating shifts, operating 3 nuclear reactors around the clock so that we can train the next generation of nuclear operators. And my staff does an outstanding job. They're handpicked from the fleet as the best of the best. We certify them and requalify them at a very high level of knowledge at a very high standard so that they can carry that forward to our nuclear operators and our students so we can keep the flow of staff, of staffing our carriers and our submarines around the world. So my staff is the best of the best, and they're here working right now. Okay, so they are back at the site getting the job done as you would expect. So I'd like to give a thank you to our staff. Hey, I'd also like to give a shout out. Was it Paris or Buck? Did I get the name right? Man, what a great job on the national anthem, shipmate. Well done. All right, I want to give one more shout out of thanks. All right, so if you're in the crowd, if you are a spouse of one of the graduates today, and if you're willing and able, I'd like you to stand so that we can recognize you. Wow, thank you. All right, hey, thank you for what you do. Please have your seats. This is a part where I can get emotional. I probably didn't have a really good appreciation for this until I'd probably been in about way too long, my wife would tell you, until I realized exactly what role you play. You will keep things going on the home front. I've watched you over the years spend countless of your own hours to help other families out, to volunteer for the various Navy commands in different committees, to house folks that are moving. I've watched you pick up your families, your kids, your household goods, move all across the country and the world, in fact. You don't always do it with a smile, but neither do we. But you have always supported in immeasurable ways, and we cannot do it without you, so thank you. We do not acknowledge you enough. Okay, so let me see if I can get the blood flowing just a little bit before I educate you a little bit more about the graduates. All right, so I want to see who came here from the farthest away. So who thinks they got the bead on that? Who would like to? In the back, who do you got? What do you got? California, okay. Who else? Alaska, all right. Who can top Alaska? Dallas? Okinawa. Okay. What else? Go ahead. Give me a Missouri. We'll take that. The show me state. All right. And I knew somebody from Texas was going to say they came from Texas. Right, CMC? He's from Texas, so we'll always hear about Texas. Okay, anybody else? All right, great. Hey, that is impressive, so thank you very much for that. And for us South Carolina folks, this is really cold, so thank you very much, Alaskans, for bringing this here. Yeah, all right, thanks a lot for that. Okay, so look, let me just give a few minutes to tell you about what we do and what the opportunities are that your graduates have here. So we're not just sending everybody to the fleet right away, but and those are certainly options. So when you come to the Nuclear Power Training Command that you've already been to a graduation for, they went through Nuclear Field A School, and they went through Nuclear Power Training Command through the academic portion, and then they came to Nuclear Power Training Unit for a hands-on, on-the-job training and certification to be nuclear operators. Okay, so ours is also a 6-month curriculum. Now that they're done with that, there's options, and as you see them walk across the stage, you'll hear their various assignments. Many will be to go to submarines in the fleet. Many will be to go to aircraft carriers in the fleet. Some have been hand-selected to join the engineering laboratory technician program, where they will learn more in-depth knowledge about the chemistry and radiological controls of a nuclear power plant. Some will have been picked up for a staff instructor. Some are being assigned to nuclear welding school, where they'll go do that school en route to their next command. And then there are some that are actually putting in for various officer programs, and so that's an option for them as well. And so lots of opportunities here, and what a great stepping stone, not just for success in the Navy, but for success in life. And so I'm very proud of our students for that, very proud of our sailors for what they've invested, and then I'm very proud of you for what you've invested in our sailors. And then as I look across the crowd and I reflect on some of the things that Commander Kennedy has told us about what our role is in contributing to our Navy's missions, I think of the three main missions that we have as a Navy, and those are strategic deterrence, which we employ our strategic missile submarines for, or our ballistic missile submarines, which are stationed in Bangor, Washington, and in Kings Bay, Georgia. And I also think about our mission of global force projection of power, where we protect our maritime domain and our freedom of navigation and our trade lanes. Certainly played a major role by our aircraft carriers and our forward deployed submarines. And then I think of homeland security, what lets us do what we do today in freedom and in peace, right? And what role does our nuclear Navy play in those three mission sets? All of it. Can't do any one of those mission sets without our nuclear Navy. So the value statements that our sailors can leave with today apply directly to what is important to us as a nation, what's important to us as a Navy, and then then just for their individual successes, what they've accomplished as an individual as they've worked with on their own for a high level of knowledge, and then as they've worked with teams to accomplish very hard mission sets of reactor operations, just is a success, a success to be proud of in the Navy and in life. All right, for the sailors, hey, a few principles I want you to leave with. Okay, we operate under a banner of trust, okay? And that is a trust that we earn each and every day. Each and every day we operate under a banner of trust. And that trust does not mean that we're going to get it right every single time. But what it does is it says we're going to give it our all every time. And when we miss the mark, we're going to come up forward, we're going to come clean on that, and we're going to do what we can to get it right. We're going to learn from it. We're going to become better as individuals. We're going to become better as teams. And we will move on to accomplish the mission in a very real and meaningful way. Second is leadership, okay? Every single one of you are leaders, whether you like it or not. Whether you signed up to be a leader or not, you are now leaders in the way you carry yourself, in the way you influence others, in the way you assist your shipmates, your teams, your families, your communities. You are a leader, and as such, I expect you to move out of here and build on what you've already done to develop yourself personally and professionally. We will give you lots of opportunities, lots of resources as in the Navy to succeed in every single way we can. I ask you to look through the grind of the hard work that you're about to get after and look for those opportunities to succeed and develop yourself as a leader. And then finally, I'll give you a principle of respect. Okay, respect, not the respect that we would earn, but the respect that's a right, because we're all humans and we've all come from various backgrounds. But we're coming across for the same mission set, and I expect that we lean in with an attitude and an environment of respect that respects folks for where they come from, for their beliefs, for their creeds, and that we can move forward to accomplish the mission together. So I will leave you with that. And what I will tell you, families, is that this is an exciting day, okay? It's very exciting. A lot of you have invested a lot to come and see your sailor here, right? And so they're about to come through the stage as they prepare to go to the various assignments, whether that's in the fleet or for follow-on instructor duties or for follow-on training. And so I want you to be proud of that. You invested a lot to get them here. Now the hard work really begins, right? They're probably thinking like, I thought that started a long time ago. Now the hard work really begins. Now the communications might even get harder to keep in touch with, right? So we got to keep investing. We got to keep investing in our sailors for their success with each of the individuals and with their family. As they come across the stage here, make sure you take an opportunity to get a photo, right? So if you need to come up here and get a photo, that's great. You might like to embarrass your sailor. I know I'm entertained when you do that. So, you know, if you want to give a shout out, that's my sailor, or something like that, you know, just get the blood flowing. They love it when you do that, okay? They love it. They love it when grandma says, stop, I'm getting a picture with you, and I will listen to grandmas, like, no doubt. Like, I have a lot of bosses, and grandmas are one of them. So, like, if you need me to do that, then we can. So, look, this is about the sailors. It's about the families. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for investing and God bless America. Yeah.
The Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Awards are presented to the sailor chosen from each crew who exhibit the greatest degree of professionalism. The selection criteria for this award takes into consideration student effort, motivation, adaptability, personal development, and performance of duty. The following sailors are the winners of the Commanding Officer's Personal Excellence Award. From Crew Alpha, EMN3 Rachel Flores, USS Carl Vinson. From Crew Bravo, EMN3 Eric Berna Padilla, Officer Commissioning Programs. From Crew Charlie, ETN3 Joseph Haynes, USS Oklahoma. From Crew Delta, EMN3 Thomas Canant, USS Georgia. And from Crew Echo, ETN3 Brianna Carey. And now the rest of Class 2203 in alphabetical order. MMN3 Giovanni Ardiles, USS George Washington. Ensign Miguel Arroyo Green, USS California. MMN3 Alec Aspra, USS Oklahoma. MMN3 Joshua Bell, USS Columbus. EMN2 Joshua Bender, USS West Virginia. Ensign Daniel Bongiovanni, USS Wyoming. MMN3 Angel Borehouse, USS Tucson. EMN3 William Brown, USS Nimitz. MMN3 Micah Buck, ELT training. ETN3 James Byfield. ETN3 Xander Call, USS Boise. EMN3 Zachary Carroll, USS Hartford. MMNFN Adrian Serta, USS Boise. MMN3 Brendan Conrad, USS Alaska. EMN3 Dylan Kazi, USS Tucson. ETN3 Joshua Crummy, USS Texas. Ensign Spencer Cuttajar, USS Charlotte. Ensign Stephen Chiswick, USS Michigan Blue. MMN-3, Jeffrey Davis, USS John F. Kennedy. EMN-3, Matthew Davis, USS Carl Vinson. ETN-3, Philip Dillon, USS Columbus. MMN-3, Carter Dorsey, ELT training. MMN-3, Charles Evans, ELT training. MMN-3, Carlton Fake, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. ETSN, William Falls, USS George Washington. Ensign Dane Feldhouse, USS Seawolf. MMN-3, William Fuller, USS Carl Vinson. Ensign Olivia Ferner, USS Iowa. MMN-3, Brendan Gage, ELT training. EMN-3, Sierra Gomez, Pre-Commissioning Unit, Massachusetts. MMN-3, Kiana Gonzalez, USS New Jersey. Ensign Josiah Gowan, USS Henry M. Jackson. MMN-3, David Green, USS Albany. MMN-3, Catherine Gregory, USS John C. Stennis. ETN-3, Preston Hall, USS George Washington. Ensign Michael Hamilton, USS Montpelier. MMN-3, Michael Hildebrand, State 21 Commissioning Program. MMN-3, Jack Huzar, USS Jefferson City. Okay. MMN-FN, Oakley Isom, ELT training. MMN-3, Kayvon James, USS Pennsylvania. MMN3 Tyler Joy, USS George Washington. Ensign Samuel Juban, USS New Mexico. Ensign Abdullah Khan, USS Louisiana. MMN3 Alexander Knapp, USS Pasadena. MMN3 Charles Kovach, USS George H.W. Bush. Okay. ETN3 Nikolai Kramer, USS Ohio Blue. Okay. Ensign Jeffrey Lautrip, PCU, Idaho. Ensign Christopher Lee, USS Delaware. MMN3 Connor Lopez Griffin, ELT training. Ensign Anthony Lund, USS Texas. Ensign Hunter Luddy, USS Tucson. Ensign Brendan Malone, USS Illinois. EMN3 Gabriel Matarino, USS Springfield. ETN3 Hannah McCarty, USS Nimitz. MMN-FN Michael McClintock, USS John C. Stennis. EMN3 Brett Michael, USS George H.W. Bush. MMN3 Patrick Miles, USS Ronald Reagan. MMN3 Jason Mills, USS John C. Stennis. ETN3 Cody Mofield, USS George H.W. Bush. ETN3 Connor Moore, waiting assignment. EMN3 Jacob Neal, USS Nimitz. EMN3 Vincent Olet, USS Ohio. Ensign Christian Oviedo, USS Connecticut. ETN3 Michael Parker, USS Kentucky. MMN3, Brent Phillips, USS Florida, blue. MMN3, Andre William Rancourt, ELT training. Ensign Francesco Rappa, USS Henry M. Jackson, blue. Ensign Brandon Rodriguez, USS North Carolina. MMN3, Parker Ronsby, ELT training. EMN3, Dagan Roper, USS Ronald Reagan. EMN3, Carter Shue, USS Illinois. Ensign Aaron Simonik, USS Idaho. ETN3, Paul Seavey, USS Henry M. Jackson. Ensign Drew Schoenbach, USS Maine, gold. MMN3, Arnold Skeets, USS Columbia. ETN3, Lauren Smith, USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. EMN3, Aaron Solis, USS Harry S. Truman. ETN3, Samantha Stansberry, USS John F. Kennedy. MMN3, Rupert Stevens, ELT training. ETN3, Hunter Stowe, USS Hampton. MMN3, Colton Strutt, USS Maryland, blue. MMN3, Zephram Tepper, USS Georgia. EMN3, Jacob Thompson, USS Mississippi. MMN3, Alexander Torres, USS Abraham Lincoln. Ensign Amar Viswan, USS Georgia. Ensign Nathaniel Walco, USS Utah. MMN3, Andrew Weathers, USS Tennessee. MMN3, Kyler Webb, USS Rhode Island. Ensign Philip Wellens, USS Vermont. ETN 3, Jeremy Williams, USS Toledo. MMN 3, Brandon Wilson, USS Oregon. And Ensign John Zemanek, USS Greenville. Please join me in a round of applause for all our graduates today. Please remain standing while NPTU Chaplain Lieutenant Sean Redmond now delivers the benediction. NPTU Charleston, attend hut.
Please join me in prayer. God of all people, as we depart this place, let us be reminded of what a great privilege and honor it is to bear the cloth of our Navy and our nation. God, as these graduates move on to greater things in the fleet, help each of them to always be vigilant in demonstrating the nuclear Navy's core principle of integrity, and grant each of them the strength and courage to always speak up and do the right things when challenges arise. Lastly, God, as each graduate celebrates today's incredible accomplishment in his or her own way, may they do so with a great sense of pride, excitement, and relief, but may they also not forget to thank you and the friends and family and mentors who helped them get to where they stand today. It's in your name we pray. Amen.
Once again, congratulations to the graduates. Thank you to the family and friends and shipmates for being here today. Hope you all enjoy the rest of your day at Patriots Point and in Charleston. On behalf of the commanding officer, the technical director, Moored Training Ship 626 commanding officer, and the command master chief, I wish you all fair winds and following seas. NPTU Charleston, attend hut, class dismissed.